I'm going to tell you today about how easy it is to start your own seeds for your garden. Um, it's economical, it gives you more options, and it is easy. Most people, when they start their own seeds, for vegetables at least, will use what are called peat discs, and these are simply compressed peat moss that is inside a mesh bag, and these need to be hydrated. They come with a little tray, a lid, and they claim it forms a greenhouse, which it will do. You got to provide some heat, some light, and this one has 25. They come twice that big, 3 times that big. When you buy the kit, you can refill it by buying more of the peat discs in subsequent years or later in the season, so your cost is pretty minimal there. You follow the directions, you add some water to these. It doesn't have to be measured very well, and what these discs do is they expand. These were started a bit ago and they're not fully expanded. They'll get another inch taller than this probably, and this entire thing is plantable then after you've got an established plant. And these are what you'll be putting your seeds in. I just got some tomato seeds here, and one of the reasons for doing your own seeds is if you haven't been online and seen the variety of seeds that are available from some of these companies, you should. You can, in a flower garden, come up with your own color palette that is uniquely yours. You're not stuck with what Lowe's has, what other greenhouse providers have. They may have a few varieties you like, but you can't match up your own blue, your own reds, your own whatever. You can find all those. And in varieties of vegetables, you'll find the heirloom varieties that are coming back, and they're not expensive seeds. They would be expensive at greenhouses because they don't stock them. They don't buy those heirloom seeds because there's not much of a market. But you get to choose the vegetables you want. They're easy enough to start, and then you can make your own special looking salads, dishes with your own vegetables. All you need is a little space. All right, we have tomatoes here. We have our hydrated peat discs, and you want to take and make sure that the top of the peat disc is opened up. You want the mesh to be pulled back a bit so that you're exposing the peat moss underneath. And you'll just need perhaps 2, maybe 3 seeds per little disc. You might want to use a very pointy object depending on the seed. Follow the instructions for the seeds, and you may want to give it a little bit of a poke down into the medium, because some seeds will need to be in the dark to germinate, some seeds won't need to be. You fill all of your discs. You don't even have to do all the discs at one time. You can fill one row with tomatoes and get them started. You can keep another row open for cucumbers later on. They have different times of having to be grown before they go out. Once you've got your seeds started though, you do need to remember you want to keep adequate temperature. There will be some instructions for that on the seeds from anywhere you would buy online, or even if you buy them in packets. The lid is needed, especially while we're still heating the houses, for humidity control. And you want to give it adequate light. Now, you don't want it in full sunlight. If you put this in full sunlight after your seedlings have started, you can come back to being cooked. They're going to get hot. You want to pay attention to your lighting. That's the biggest mistake a lot of home gardeners make when they start their seeds. Get yourself some nice fluorescent grow bulbs. Set up your own space. You may need a heat mat or put a space heater in that area, and you'll do fine with the temperature if you keep it monitored. And one other option besides these greenhouse kits is that individual pots made completely out of compressed peat are available, and on these you have to provide your own growing medium. Now, what you need to be careful with on these is that you can't just go out and use the dirt from your garden. Dig up some dirt from your flower bed. It would not work because it's full of stuff that's not good for your seedlings. I mean, for this condition, you want to come up with a medium that can be a mix of peat moss itself, perlite, vermiculite, even some fine sand. But what you're going to have to do is make sure that you're going to more or less sterilize that. Find a large oven-proof container, put the amount you're going to need in there, have it all finely sieved and broken apart, and put that in your oven for 250 degrees at about an hour. That'll kill off all the other seeds that are in there, and there will be some, and funguses. And the funguses are what are going to be the bane of your seedlings, because you will get, without that, you will get what's called damping off. Seedlings will get nice, you'll look healthy, and you'll come back one day and they're just fuzzy white and they've fallen over, and right at the soil level they've gotten a fungal infection that kills them. And tomatoes are really bad about that, so are cucumbers and a lot of the vegetables. And you don't want to lose your seeds after investing the time and money in them. So if you're going to make your own medium, do a little homework on that. It's no harder. These peat pots are inexpensive. They can be a little smaller for some vegetables. Some people like these. These come in a variety of sizes, and they're inexpensive also. But remember, you can't just use any medium in there. You got to do a little bit of effort. So hopefully you'll want to try starting some of your own plants this year. Do your shopping, find your color palette, find your recipes for your heirloom vegetables, and give it a shot, and you'll enjoy it.